the studio one day, and I was praying. I was just praying like that, and then I felt something hit me, and that was the beginning of my turnaround.
Wow.
From there, yes, from there I started having more encounters with God, and the Lord appeared to me and gave me a blueprint of His desire for me to fulfill, and so I began to push it up. So like that, I went to pastor school, I became a pastor, and now I'm back into music.
Pastor Jahfas. Quite interesting. Did you struggle like Jonah when God sent him to Nineveh and he didn't want to go, and a fish had to swallow him? Was that was that your experience, or you just listened to God's call, instructions almost immediately? How was the transition like?
It was not easy because, in fact, he had to drag me. He had to drag me to Nineveh. because even when I was having the feeling I didn't want to turn. But
Yeah.
what he did was that the encounter began to scatter some things around my life.
Wow.
Separate me. Yes.
To whip you, whip you here and beat you into line.
I'm telling you the truth.
Wow.
So he began to align me. So in fact, a lot of people that were close to me that were supportive began to just fall back.
Yeah.
So from there, I began to fall into depression. I
Wow.
became depressed because a lot of people that were around me were now living. I was asking myself, what's happening to me? So I had to use my. In fact, I had to run to Jesus for help. He destroyed things around me that were giving me the ego and stuff, not to turn to God. Immediately after the encounter, I started seeing that things were now going away from me.
Wow.
Because He was now separating me. So it was, even though I was trying to fight it, I couldn't fight it because the thing that I was hoping for was not as though it wasn't going to come to pass any longer. Not as though I was alone. For several years, I was alone. I would go somewhere with people that informally would just accept me. And it was as though there was a cold shoulder. So I was just alone. Yes, everywhere. Even my followers, many of them they felt disappointed. They were writing stuff on Facebook. He has failed us. He has disappointed us. So I felt lonely. And at the time, sometimes you feel as though, you are the only person in this world that is going through this so and stuff. So and along the way, I felt depressed sometimes. But what helped me was that the word of God was my encouragement, was my anchor. Because I had seen Jesus myself, so He had appeared to me. So He was so real that I couldn't compare going back to the world. But there were times that I felt like that. I felt as though, I felt as though the future was
And you almost went back. Almost went back at some point.
Not actually.
Okay.
Going back, it wasn't actually, but I felt there were days that it was tough for me.
Okay.
But going back, I never did.
You said, well, that is good. The fear was that if I turned back, I would have turned to salt. That would have been another thing altogether.
I was so scared.
I get you. All right, Jahfas, very quickly because of time. I took you unaware, so we're going to do this very quickly and all that. Now you are back into music. It's now gospel music, right? What are you up to now? You have an album. You have some songs and all that. Tell us about the new Jahfas, Pastor Jahfas now.
And music.
Not Jahfas, Mr Naira anymore.
Yes. You know, my years in the wilderness with the Lord, and the Lord was trying to prepare me for something big. So right now He has at least He has put together, and it's going to carry at least it's going to cover.
Okay.
So the album is coming to at least change some things. It's going to give me. It's going to reintroduce the way we worship God in different dimensions, where we can be able to go to places where we have not been to see how we can win souls back to Jesus.
Okay.
So the work we have is a 10-track album titled The Other Side of Grace. I'm going to launch it July 27th of next month.
Okay. All right, we have a listening party. Do you have? Yes, I'm aware that you have a listening party coming up.
Yes, we have a listening party today.
Okay.
This evening.
That one is still an invitation, right? It's still an invitation. All right. People can't wait to meet the new or former Mr Naira and the new Pastor Jahfas, and all that. Now, we're going to listen to two of your songs. I have them. Two of your songs from the album you're about to release, The Other Side of Grace. But before you leave and before we listen to those songs, can you tell us briefly, what message you have for young people or anybody for that matter who are at a crossroad of their life and how they can find that direction and purpose for their lives? Now we are in a very distracted, very confused, very, perplexed world, very complex that we have found ourselves. So, what's your message? What was that thing that kept you, that spirit of longevity, that staying power in spite of the temptations that came, at the time where you decided to do what you were doing at the moment?
My perception and what helped me now that I was able to stay that long is that I focused on what Christ has done for me. That the Bible of peace doesn't come from what you have physically. Peace is a person. So when you have the person of Jesus, he comes to you with peace and he begins to produce even the prosperity that you desire. So of peace doesn't come from what you have physically. Peace is a person. So when you have the person of Jesus, he comes to you with peace and he begins to produce even the prosperity that you desire.